Yo, what's going on? It's What's Up Flobo, episode 100 and something. Whatever. It's New Year's Day. Before I get to how I feel about the holiday, hashtag spoiler, it's amazing. Let me just say that this episode, What's Up Flobo, and all the other episodes of What's Up Flobo are available right here on YouTube. And it's brought to you part by StreamYard. StreamYard.com is a site I use to stream things just like this show. Sometimes. This is the only show I kind of do YouTube directly sometimes. Well, anyway, anything else, StreamYard, StreamYard.com. Use a link below to get yourself some store credit, some school credit, to see how you can use some of the premium features. Now, it's New Year's Day, and I was going to take the day off. You know what I mean? I worked last night. I'll get to that in a second. But I said, hey, it's my favorite holiday, and I get to celebrate the way I want to. Well, people always ask me, besides why do I hate Thanksgiving, the follow-up question is, what's your favorite holiday then? And I say, it's New Year's Day. And I mentioned this in a couple episodes before, but what I like about the day is that it's about renewal, about looking back and what happened over a past year and looking forward. It's a holiday strictly about reflection in the best way. You can make it as big as you want. I know some families will have big cookouts, or they go to a parade, or they see football games, or you can make it as small as you want. You can get yourself some Chinese food and watch some TV, and it's just as great. And I've done a little bit of both. I've been to New Year's Day brunches. I've brought New Year's Day clothes. I've stayed in and bundled up because it was cold. The sun always shines brighter on this holiday, man. I'm feeling it. As for me, I'm kind of recovering. I'm in between 2 days. I worked last night and I work tomorrow on the DJ side of things. That's right, I am a DJ. Follow me on Instagram at DJ Flobito. Last night was a New Year's Eve party, and it was outside. It was in a driveway, and everyone more or less was socially distanced as possible. Or if they weren't, they were away from me. And it's the best thing you can do given the situation. You know, I have to put in some of the work to make sure I don't lose my skills. And I kind of wish everyone wore 3 masks at once, and some didn't. But I think I was as safe as I could given the situation. I washed my hands, sanitized, all that stuff. But it was my second New Year's Eve party working as a DJ. This one was a lot better, I thought, as far as like the audience reception. The first time I did at New Year's Eve party, it was kind of like, all right, thanks for coming. And I'll talk about this more on my Patreon page, patreon.com/FloboBoyce. I actually uploaded some photos and had a little bit of analysis of that. Patreon.com/FloboBoyce, a Boister's crew. So I got to work New Year's Eve. We rang in the new year at 9 p.m., which is 12 Eastern. The party ended at 11:30. So by the time the ball dropped in the West Coast, I was already in the car heading back home. But the drive home was great because it was nighttime. No one was on the road. Time to really think and reflect on what's going on and what you plan to do, what you plan to accomplish, and what's really what the holiday is about. So, how do I celebrate this today? Well, growing up, my family will make a ham for New Year's Day. I'd be like the last big dinner of the season after Thanksgiving and Christmas. Didn't do that. I went to a local chicken spot here in Culver City called Honey Kennel Chicken, and I got myself some chicken and biscuits because that's kind of like home cooking. And I made sure to fire up the honeymooners. I'm a big honeymooners fan. That's how I celebrated. Back home in New York, there's a marathon that plays like 17 hours, 18 hours of just honeymooners classics. I have the DVDs here, but since my DVDs in my viewing room and I'm here working in the working room, my bedroom, I had fired up Prime Video, and I was watching, which I hadn't seen before, the 1977 Honeymooners Christmas Special, which is a throwback for all the right reasons, man. I know people don't like the colorized honeymooners because the characters were older or it's not as punchy as the old stuff, but the writing style was there. It was kind of cool to see in this alternate like history that I'm familiar with, Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton, seeing them a little older, a little more pudgy around the waist, just having the same battles between their wives and trying to make it big and doing their good jobs. Man, I love that show. I love this holiday. And so I'm just hanging out as far as that's concerned. Later on today, I will have a special edition of Commander's Log, the Star Trek Discovery show. So I'm getting prepped for that. But yes, I'm just enjoying the sunlight, man. You know, my belly's full. Might go for a walk, maybe do some push-ups, maybe 3 or 4 push-ups in a row if I'm lucky. But other than that, I am great. That does it for me on this holiday edition of What's Up Flobo. Look, do me a favor, flobito.com, tell a friend about it, and If you're a fan of me and what I'm working on, support the homie. Buy a t-shirt at flopito.threadless.com. Dylan Matthews, seeing Times Square pretty much empty in the ball drop was yeah, exactly. And it's funny too, because even about the Times Square ball drop, even when I was a kid, pre 9/11, you could have just took the train to Times Square, and as long as you're there early enough, you can just like weasel your way to the front. When the towers fell, it became this thing where you had to go there at a certain time. You were locked in these corrals, so a lot of locals stopped going, but there was always people there. And this seeing in Times Square all socially distant, even though Times Square is now a pedestrian walkway, is just surreal. But that is it for me. I'm back next week. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm going to go eat more food, watch more honeymooners, probably drink some water or some kind of electrolyte beverage because I got work tomorrow. I got to stay hydrated. But enjoy your time with your family.